This is the end zone. You heathen know the end hole. We see the light ever since we came across this info on my Bible nympho. This is for my kinfolk. This word will slap you harder than Kimbo with some Tim's on. They nervous now. This is sudden death and we ain't bringing no punters out. Fourth down, no timeouts. The time is now. We in they red zone, looking like the Chiefs with all this red on. Israel champ, and this here is the wicked dead zone. It's getting closer, one more touchdown and it's over. Your heart will never miss a perfect throw and Jacob wide open. For trying the team, watch me do a sweep on the wing. Yeshua is the quarterback. I call that a holy screen. Yeshua touchdown. Watch the whole nation scream. This is for Israel. Show no mercy to the other team. Yeah, and that's the way that it gotta be. The Father is the power of a source like a battery.
You can't get me out of my zone. Hey. If I'm at the end zone, rain and fire and brimstone. Hey. That is your end zone. New Jerusalem, my home. Hey. That is the end zone. Hey. That is the end zone. Hey. That is the end zone. Can't get me out of my zone. Hey. If I'm in the end zone, rain and fire and brimstone. Hey. That is your end zone. New Jerusalem, my home. Yeah. Hey. That is the end zone. That is the end zone. Listen, that is the end zone. Yeah.
New Jerusalem is the goal. Can't stop until I reach home. Clearing up spirits, wiping out demons. That's the path to the end zone. Being led, yeah, I'm in the zone. Ruach stretching me real long. Being tested, yeah, I'm real restless. Cause my dreams nesting all in my dome. Long time and I've been alone. Set apart, yeah, I'm real strong. Sacrificed and I paid the price for setting up a life that was well known. Spotlight had me cocky. Most High came and knocked me. Set me down, handed me a crown, then he turned around and gave me prophecies. Yo, I don't deserve it. For the Most High, I'm a servant. Yeah, I'm not worthy. But my DM be saying I'm perfect. Yeah, people are worthy. I'm repenting from all emotion. Yeah, I'm not sturdy. Cause my family be doing me dirty. Yeah, keep the laws while it's in your face. Then all the pain he will erase. That is love, don't call it grace. He the only way to guarantee you safe. Make the choice to stay in place. So all this power you can embrace. Lies told all in your face. You're Hebrew, black's not a race. Yeah.
24 hours, just give me a minute. Like hand gesture, you hesitate. I get like 24 in them final seconds. You two undercover. Danny Glover, script, lethal weapon. This for all of my brews. Had to start from scratch like broken records. I'm strapped up with the armor on. Armor all, protection. I say time wanna be the plug with no power, disconnection. Planting seeds, putting bugs in your ear to make you go against brethren. Disinfected, real easy for the pride to rise like resurrection. You only get one shot in this lifetime. I'm at the foul line, no play zone, cause we at the end zone. You stuck at the foul line. I believe one day we gonna be gathered from the four corners. Foul line, where there be no more darkness. The opposite of clap on. Now clap your hands like patty cake. Don't drop the ball, bad fumble, and celebrate. Cause we done been from Jacob's well to Jacob's trouble. You gotta remain humble. And we gotta pray that we not in jeopardy of the second death. Alice Shabbat, daily double. You can't get me out of my zone. If I'm at the end zone, rain and fire and brimstone. That is your end zone. New Jerusalem, my home. That is the end zone. That is the end zone. That is the end zone. Can't get me out of my zone. If I'm in the end zone, rain and fire and brimstone. That is your end zone. New Jerusalem, my home. That is the end zone. That is the end zone. That is the end zone. Yeah. End zone. End zone. End zone. End zone. End zone. End zone.
Yahweh Elohim over every single thing. Over every single thing.
over every single thing. Yahweh Elohim over every single thing. Over every single thing. Over every single thing. Yahweh Elohim over every single thing. Over every single thing. Over every single thing. Yahweh Elohim over every single thing. Over every single thing. Over every single thing. Yahweh Elohim over every single thing. Call on Yahweh, shall we know his power in your name. Wicked flee with nothing super from the womb they go estranged. I'm led by the Spirit, I'm a son of Elohim. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All praises to the King. I'm my brother's keeper, y'all reminded me of Cain. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All praises to the King. I'm my brother's keeper, y'all reminded me of Cain. Let me start this thing off right. Darkness versus light. Eating on the scriptures like a Chinese man eat rice. Spitting out this morsel like I don't have an appetite. Everybody 8 bits of the word sound bite. Get it? I'm born to ribbon. I'm not talking Kermit when I say I got it down to a T. You move like a dentist. Always in somebody's mouth when they talking, speaking the truth. Removing the wisdom. Teeth white from the milk, eyes red from the wine. Never faded to finish. Told the white feed that I wanted 10 kids. Household getting replenished. Menace to society. Adolescent. Dennis the menace. When we adolescent with the law towards tell us not to add to or diminish. Philosophy I am not feeling. Cause you take away less subtraction. You add to like the gremlins. Everybody wanna be gorillas. Me. So they sell like the glue that's within it. Me. You dogs got the blues from the Bible. And don't have a clue what's authentic. My people we try in the furnace. You know they've been wanting the grillers. My people were spiritually sick. In the kingdom, the ultimate clinic. Penicillin, can't get you healing. I wrote this off the top, penicillin. Tassel game, spiritually led. Always in line, mechanical pencils. Me, I'm about to go nuts like a nigga. Commercial say eat it when you acting different. How they related to candy bars. They gon' twist your words up like twizzlers. Yahweh Elohim over every single thing. Y'all just dealing with a broken, contrite spirit. Yahweh Elohim over every single thing. On my knees, asking Yahuwah, can they please forgive us? A son of Elohim, the son of man is coming. The men are super stubborn, daughters opposite of ugly. The son of Elohim, the kingdom looking lovely. Outside of it is dogs growling like a hungry stomach, multiplying fruitfully. Nation fertile as a bunny. It's evil till it backwards. Root of it, the love of money. On the highway to heaven. Don't be a crash dummy. Never high-minded, but keep my head up like my nose running. Me staying low to his back before destruction. I know you saw how low the
All right, let's play around a little bit, y'all. Stepping in Jerusalem, moving like a hoodlum. Fabricated Jews fleeing when no one pursuing them. Rap like Saran, oops, I'm in aluminum. Fire come down from heaven, who gon' raise the? Stepping in Jerusalem, moving like a hoodlum. Fabricated Jews fleeing when no one pursuing them. Rap like Saran, oops, I'm in aluminum. Fire come down from heaven, who gon' raise the roof on them? Eating on some chips, not the one they wanna implement. Shout out to Yahweh Almighty, omnipotent. Shout out to my wifey, beautiful and decorative.
Now I understand what a 10 is.
Wimbledon, armor of Elohim, looking very militant. Walking in my roots like a pair of dirty Timberlands. We don't rock them no more. Shout out to my Code, all this heat brick drip. We gon' need a mop though. Rules in the nation. Keep me looking clean. Yahuda style, Bezalel, Raymond Ware, chosen seeds, inspired by Torah. Do it for a king and queen. Custom made, handmade, and they charge a good fee. Let me catch y'all bruise up to speed. Like a fastball was thrown to me. Diamond in the rough, like I'm playing in the major league. Let the land heal. Clean it up, OCD, cold dash ground you walking on. Take the shoes off your feet. Let me catch y'all bruise up the speed. Like a fastball was thrown to me. Diamond in the rough, like we playing in the major league. We bear arms, cause it's nothing but tricks under Satan's sleeve. Y'all said if you wanna be a free man, lean on me.
Call that sounds for the nation. We'll take any beat, remake it, offer it up for oblation. Man, stop playing, drag a wicked demon straight through the pages. With the word, cause it's concrete. That's a different type of foundation laid at his feet. I say the work make me complete. It also hustle is my meat. And if my brother feeling low, he can lean on me. I got Bruce Spitter on my left, or I'll be on my right. Where your Howard got a nuts. We are not afraid to fight. I speak against the wickedness, the enemy and his crafty tricks. Satan, get behind me. You are not stopping this. The movement of your Howard shot our oncoming apocalypse. Raining down fire and brimstone with a darker sun. We already run. We serve the ancient of days. You better serve him today. I'm just trying to get saved. Put your soul in the hands of the Most High. He won't lead you astray. This that end time move. You better learn what we saying.
I possess the slayers, but they ain't found guilty.
Not guilty.
And like the water implement, the system is filthy. This country ain't for us. They don't see us as people over 200 years later, and we still aren't equal. Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey scripts say no man can buy you. Lock us up in prison, try to kill that spirit inside you. Tell us protest like MLK, but they killed him too. My best advice to you is to wake up, you're a brew. Mad now, but
Lex, what's happening?
You live, bro.
All right, what's going on, people? Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Akvat, Yash, coming to you with another Level Up podcast. Going back to the basics, per usual, and today we're going to be discussing kruma. The true meaning of kruma.
Right.
Or as the politically correct term, Christmas.
Right.
Right? So, you know, as we usually do, you know, we're gonna go into the scripture a little bit, and then we're gonna go into history. Today's lesson is gonna be packed with history because we have to understand all of the aspects of this thing we call Christmas, right? So we see, you know, all through the scripts where we were ordered not to pray to other gods, where we're ordered not to worship other gods, etc., etc. So we don't really have to dig too much into that, but there's one custom very obviously spoken about in the scriptures, and we're gonna do that. But first of all, I want to open up with a prayer. So all hearts clear, our minds clear, our hearts open. Heavenly Father, we come to you today with thanksgiving in our hearts. We thank you for this day. We thank you for the ability to make it through the portion of the week that we have. We thank you for the blessing of being able to wake up today and have another chance and another choice to make. We ask that you continue to bless us as you've been blessing us. Prepare us for the blessings that are to come. Forgive us for our trespasses or our sins. Things that we've done knowingly and unknowingly, seen and unseen, both committed and omitted. We ask that you bless this word, bless the people that are listening, bless the people that are tuning in, bless the people that are watching on the playback. Bless all of the people that are a part of the congregation, trying to walk in this truth, trying to keep your law, statutes, and commandments, trying to find a way to you and to your kingdom. And we ask all these things in your son Yahweh's name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so we're gonna dig right into it. In the first place, I want to go to the 10 Commandments, because I think the 10 Commandments is a good basis to where we can start to build on, you know, this kruma thing, right? So I want to go to the book of Exodus chapter 20, and we're gonna hit a few scripts, and then we're gonna dig into some history behind these things, right?
Exodus 20.
Exodus chapter 20. And I want everybody to know this is not, we don't do this to offend anybody. We don't do this to try to ridicule people. We do this to educate people, right? We gonna educate you. You can take this information and do with it what you will. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to understand what they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was young and I was going to church, I didn't understand what we was going for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand the Bible studies.
Right.
I didn't understand Sunday school. I didn't understand Mr. Week. I didn't understand none of them people and what we was there for.
Mm-hmm.
I was in there trying to go to sleep.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it really took for me to actually dig in and pray for truth to be illuminated to me in order for me to actually understand what it was all about.
Right.
And like I always say, it took me almost 20 years to find that answer, right?
Right. Okay.
So Exodus, the book of Exodus, chapter 20, I'm gonna just start reading at verse 1. It says, and Elohim, or God, spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, or Yahweh thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. That's the key. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images of anything in the likeness that is in the heaven above, that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity or the sins of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. That's where I'm gonna start.
Okay.
So the first thing we got to understand is the first of the 10 commandments is don't have any other gods before me, right?
Absolutely.
Don't have any other gods before me. Don't bow down yourself to them. Don't make any images of anything in heaven, earth, or the sea.
Absolutely.
What's going on, Mardonna? What's going on? So the first basis is keep me first. God is basically saying just keep me first.
Right.
Don't put nothing else before me. Don't put nobody before me. Don't carve nothing out. Don't cut nothing down. Don't do all this stuff, because all through the scriptures and all through history, we see all these other religions and all these other people and practices and cultures, and they worshiping everything but the Most High. Right.
Yep.
Now, from there, I want to go to the book of Jeremiah. I'm gonna jump straight in. Jeremiah, chapter 10.
Oh, you're going for the jugular.
I'm going for the jugular, and this is one of the ones that cause a lot of confusion, right? Where we at? Going for the jugular straight out the gate.
I don't see how this would cause confusion, but we know how it is.
Oh, yes.
1 through 4.
1 through 4.
Yeah,
My bad, y'all. I had a brain fart.
Yeah.
Okay.
You live with something else for a minute.
So the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verses 1 through 4, and it reads, Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, or the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the ways of the heathen. Boom. I'm going to stop right there. The first thing it said was, don't learn the ways of the heathen.
Exactly.
So if the heathen do it, don't do it.
Don't do it. Right.
Very simple, right?
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Exactly.
If the heathen did it, don't do it.
Exactly.
If the heathen is a man and he chopped this thing off, grew his hair out, changed his name from Bruce to Caitlin,
right?
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Exactly.
Just don't do it.
It's not our way.
It don't matter what reasoning you put behind it. You could be like, I didn't want to be a woman.
Right.
You know, it was in the way.
Right.
So I had to, you know what I mean? Jaden Smith, what Jaden Smith was going on a rant one time, and he said he was going to cut off his extremity because he didn't want to be sexualized.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. But listen, that Smith family, something different. Right. What's up, cuz? So the first thing it says is learn not the ways of the heathen.
Learn not the ways of the heathen. Very clear instruction.
Very clear.
You can't mess that up.
You can't.
Right.
You can't. But let's keep going. Learn not the ways of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. And the reason I'm breaking this down line by line is because all of these things are different principles that kind of embody that first commandment that was given in the 10, right? So learn not the ways of the heathen. Don't be dismayed by the things, right? By the signs of heaven. The signs of heaven, and it says the heathen are dismayed at them. The signs of heaven is the sun, the stars, and the moon.
Right.
Right. So don't learn the ways of the heathen, and don't glorify anything in the sky.
Right.
Very simple instructions. Then it goes on to say, for the customs of the people are vain. This is the reason you're not supposed to learn the ways of the heathen, because their ways is vain. One cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with an axe. Now it was brought to me, somebody told me in their translation, it read that they took a chisel and chiseled wood to make a statue of a tree. And that's what it's talking about.
It's still the same thing.
Still the same thing.
Yeah, still the same thing.
Still the same
It don't
thing.
matter. Listen, so first of all,
Because in that you make an engraven image of something that's on earth.
Exactly. So first of all, we do know that in ancient times, the people, the images were made out of wood. So
Absolutely.
yeah, you got to first cut a tree down. So it's talking about any idol. Any idol. It's not just limited to just the Christmas tree, but he is specifically saying don't cut down any tree.
Right.
And put it there and fasten it so it's not going to fall down and decorate it.
Right.
No matter what you call the tree. Don't do that to any tree is the instructions.
Right. Now
so
watch
you can
this.
Say a Christmas tree, or this tree, or that tree. Don't do it.
A tree, period. Right.
Exactly.
Now watch this. Because some of y'all know the scripture, some of y'all don't. We're going to finish it up. It says, for the customs of the people are vain. One cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
Exactly.
Which means he cut down a tree. They deck it with silver and with gold, and fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
Right. So it don't fall down.
Right. So we value our houses differently these days.
Right.
So now they got stands for your tree. You can go, I live on the west side, so I'm gonna use a west side reference. You can go up on Glenway Avenue right now, and they have a guy sitting outside with a trailer, and he got trees all across that lawn.
Right.
Come get your Christmas tree.
Right.
He cut that tree down, took it there. You gonna get that tree from right there, and you're gonna go get you a stand, and you're gonna twist the nails into the base of the tree.
Exactly.
My mom used to do it.
Yep.
And it's gonna stand upright. It ain't gonna fall.
So it ain't gonna fall.
And I say this all the time. You can go to Macy's right now. They got a big old Christmas tree up, and the ornaments on it is silver and gold.
Right.
No cap.
Right. Everybody know that.
Right. Go downtown on the square. Downtown on the square.
Thing that they wrap around it.
The garland and all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
and then all the ornaments.
Man, listen. On this downtown on the square, you got a tree that's about 30 feet tall.
Right.
Decked with silver and gold ornaments.
Exactly. The Most High said, "Do not do that. This is a heathen practice."
And that's why I took it step by step, because the first of the 10 commandments that was given is don't have any other gods before me.
Okay.
Then here it says, don't learn the ways of the heathen, because the ways of the heathen are vain. And then he gives you one of the ways of the heathen. One of the ways of the heathen was to cut down a tree, sit it up in your house, and decorate it
with silver and gold so it don't fall down. That's a Christmas tree, y'all.
That's a Christmas tree.
Now, it can be included in other things as well.
Absolutely.
But you don't exclude the Christmas tree.
Right.
That's included in it. And that's what people are doing today.
Right.
Now, we're not addressing the other idols because most of our people are not cutting down wood and making little images and worship.
Exactly.
So we're going to address what the people are doing. We're going to be irrelevant and on time.
Then another thing they say is, well, we don't worship the tree. My thing is, where did you get the practice of cutting down a tree and putting it in your house? Where did that tree that came in the box that you use every year, where did that come from?
Where they got it from? The Most High told them, the heathen.
The heathen. So it started from the heathen. And the first thing he said was, do not learn the ways of the heathen.
Don't learn the ways of the heathen. Exactly.
You got any more scripts? Because I'm about to dig into history.
Nah, go ahead.
Cool. Let's go. So from there, I wanted to start it off. That sets the precedence for this whole lesson. Keep the Most High first. If you believe in God, you read the Bible, you go to church on Sunday, you keep the Sabbath.
Know what? One script. I'm gonna throw in one before we do. Deuteronomy 12. All
right, let's go. Deuteronomy 12.
Hit the whole history of it.
Boom. You know so while we going there, it don't matter what you believe. If you believe in this book right here, I don't care what day you go worship. If you believe in this book right here, you got to believe what it say.
Okay.
And that's what it said. You're going to Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy chapter 12. We're going to read verse 30 through 32. Deuteronomy 12, 30 through 32. This is all we need.
All right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verses 30 through 32. And it reads, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. After that, they be destroyed from before thee. And that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise.
So the Most High is telling us, do not ask how these other nations serve their gods and then say, oh, that's how y'all serve y'all God? I'm going to do the same thing.
That's what I want to do.
Is that not how we got Christmas? Is that not how we got the Christmas tree? Because we seen how other nations was serving their gods. They put up a tree. They decorate it. They do all this stuff. And now we said, hey, we're going to do likewise.
Right.
And then we're going to put the Messiah's name on it.
But the problem with a lot of people, they don't know that.
Exactly.
They don't know the origin of it, which is why this whole lesson, that's where we come in. We come here to just teach people.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And after this lesson, y'all can make it, like I said, y'all can make the decision, do what you want, do what you will.
Because the Almighty always set before us life and death.
Exactly.
In the very beginning,
you
he
always
said,
got
I set before you life and death. You choose. Right.
Facts.
If you keep my commandments, you're going to get life. Eternal life. If you don't keep my commandments, you're going to get death. The lake of fire, death. So it's up for you to choose. We just set the precedence before you. That's all we doing. Two more verses.
So 31. Thou shalt not do so unto Yahweh the Elohim, for every abomination to Yahweh which he hateth have they done under their gods.
So every abomination that the Most High hate have they done unto their gods. What did they do for their God? They put a Christmas tree up for them. And now you doing it and putting the Most High's name on it. The Most High said, don't do like them. Every abomination which he hate, they have done. Obviously, he hated because he had Jeremiah the prophet come and tell us, don't get a tree and deck it with silver and gold, cut it down from the forest and topple it and make it so it don't fall down.
Right.
That's the Most High hates.
And all through these books, we can literally see the Most High referring to things as abominations.
Exactly.
Don't eat the swine. Don't even touch his flesh because it's an abomination to you.
Right. Okay.
No man should lay with another man as he would with a woman. It is an abomination before Yahweh. All of these things he say abominations, and it says under their gods.
Right.
They did all those abominations, and all through history, you can see where all of these other religions, cultures, and things, they was doing some pretty wild things. We're gonna dig into that. We're gonna dig into that, right?
Okay.
So 30, where we at? The middle of 31.
Yep.
For even their sons and their daughters have they burnt in the fire to their gods. People were sacrificing their children to these false gods, right?
Absolutely.
32. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it.
So that's very clear. Whatever the Most High said, just do it. Don't add to it. Don't take away.
Add to it. Don't take
make
away.
up excuses. Don't say, well, I'm doing it for the kids. I'm not doing it for that reason. I'm doing. The Most High said, whatever I command you, just do it. Just read what he told us in Jeremiah, right? Don't learn the ways of the heathen. Don't get a tree and put it in your house and deck it with silver and gold so it don't top. So everyone that truly believes in the Most High should read that and say, I'm not getting a Christmas tree. Or if you already got one, take it down and throw it away. If you believe in the Most High, if you fear the Most High. If you don't fear the Most High and you're not scared of the lake of fire heat, then hey, keep it up.
Handle your business. So I tell people all the time, 2019, February 2019 was my first time coming to the synagogue. That's when I started walking this walk, really took it serious. And that was my last year actually celebrating any of the holidays that I knew to be pagan. Because that was my excuse. My excuse for the longest time was I'm doing it for the kids. I know it ain't got nothing to do with Christ,
right?
But I'm gonna do it for the kids, right?
Right.
So 2019, after walking this walk for almost a whole year, I was like, yeah, I can't even do that. So I told my kids that year, I said, this is the last year that we're gonna celebrate any holiday. So soak it in while you can. And December 26th, I got up out my bed 8 o'clock in the morning. I unplugged the tree. I picked it up, walked it out my patio door, and threw the whole thing in the dumpster.
Right.
Ornaments, lights. I ain't about to hang up no lights, none of that. Right. So a lot of misconceptions around Christmas is that it's Christ's birthday. Right. Then they say, then Santa Claus, they're like, oh, well, he's a saint. He's a saint, and he was a good man who gave away gifts. Did you know that Saint Nicholas, he wasn't a saint while he was alive. It was almost 2,000 years later when he became considered a saint.
And who made him a saint anyway?
And the Roman Catholic Church,
the fourth beast.
Listen, they made him a saint, and he never gave away gifts. That was something that they did after his death.
Right.
When people that were just followed him so heavily, they formed a cult.
Right.
And they started giving so Nicholas, I'm gonna call him Nicholas because he wasn't no saint, right? Nicholas died on December 6th. On December 6th, every year after that, his cult, the people that followed him heavily like that, they moved his because he died in Turkey. He was Turkish.
Right.
They took his bones from Turkey to Italy.
Right.
And that's where they started. And actually, Matter of fact, we're gonna dig into. Let's do. What's up, Big Joe?
My Keanu here. He said, "Old Saint Nick is nickname for the devil," and that's absolutely true. Yep.
Man, listen,
Yep.
Y'all. I'm sorry to do this to y'all. I really don't want to have to do this to y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna try to finesse and finagle, but I'm gonna have to jump back and forth between the live and my notes because it won't let me minimize my screen. I don't think. Let me see if I got some other options on here. No, I don't see no. But give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come back.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna read some of these comments.
All right.
My sister say, and the commandment about not making images of anything in the heavens above, in the heavens above, but don't they to the tree with an angel? Right. You know how they put the angel on top of the tree? Yeah, exactly. Yep. And say, don't bow down to worship them. Yep. It said, I've always called him Satan Claus. Right.
Listen.
Absolutely.
Listen. Hold on. Let me go back here. All right, y'all still with me? I hope y'all still with me. If y'all not with me, then y'all wasn't never with me. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But look, so Nicholas was a part of that same council that Constantine was.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the same board. Now we know Constantine was a pagan, and he was the pagan man who for y'all that don't know, those of y'all that didn't watch the Sabbath lesson,
right?
Constantine was a pagan man who quote unquote converted to Catholicism and made himself bishop in the Catholic Church.
Okay.
And he incorporated paganism in to attract more pagans into the faith, because they knew that if the church grew, if the Roman Catholic Church grew, then their power would expand.
Mm-hmm.
Their reach of power would expand.
Right.
So that was the whole purpose in them incorporating paganism into the quote unquote Christian faith. Right. So in 325, which was the Council of Nicaea, he referred to the Jews or the Hebrews, the Israelites, as the offspring of Satan.
Yep.
The people in Christ was an Israelite. He said that all of the Israelites were the offspring of Satan.
Right. For keeping the commandments.
And
worshiping the Almighty.
For keeping the Sabbath day, all of these things, right? Now, Nicholas was one of his closest peoples. So that was like his assistant, basically. It's his right-hand man. Right. So he's saying all of that. He dies, and in 1067, I think it was, that's when they moved his bones from Turkey to Italy. And where they moved him to, give me 2 seconds, I gotta find the word. What is that? Sanctuary in Bari. It was a sanctuary in Bari, Italy. There Nicholas supplanted a female boon-giving deity called the grandmother. I'm not gonna say her name because they got the name listed. You know, we don't use the names of other deities.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm about to end this live. It's slow. All right, y'all. I really don't want to do this, but I shared another live. It's Israel, Cincinnati. We live over there as well. I need y'all to shift over that way because this back and forth ain't gonna work. It's too much. So shalom. I'll see y'all on the other side. Y'all still here. We gonna get to it though. Because I worship no idol. Good. Let's see. All right, y'all. I just want to get everybody caught up. I gotta add some people over here. Let's see. All right, y'all. I just want to get everybody caught up. What was I gotta add some people over here. What's her name? Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't remember. Boom. All right, cool. So we're gonna get right back into it without further ado. All right, so Nicholas was and I had to write, I wrote this out in like real structured form.
Okay.
So y'all gotta forgive me for the very textbook style writing, right? So dig this. It says Nicholas was among the most senior bishops who convened the Council of Nicaea in 325 CE and created the New Testament, quote unquote. The text they pronounced portrayed Jews as the children of the devil. In 1087, a group of sailors who idolized Nicholas moved his bones from Turkey to a sanctuary in Bari, Italy. There, Nicholas supplanted or replaced a female boon-giving deity called the grandmother, and then it lists her actual pagan name, right? Who used to fill the children's stockings with her gifts. The grandmother was ousted from her shrine in Bari, which became the center of the Nicholas cult. They called themselves the Nicholas cult because they worshipped him.
Right. Saint Nicholas, right.
So members of this group gave each other gifts during the pageant they conducted annually on the anniversary of Nicholas's death on December 6th, right? The Nicholas cult spread north until it was adopted by German and Celtic pagans. So all these pagans are joining this Nicholas cult, right? So now they're starting to follow this guy, right? These groups worship the pantheon led by Woden. Oh, goodness, I said it. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of names here. Boom, 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 boom. But Big W, we'll call him Big W, had a long white beard and rode a horse through the heavens one evening each autumn.
Sound familiar?
Man, what?
Right. Yep.
Boom,
And
boom, boom.
and coincidentally, that's the same pagan deity that they named the fourth day of the week after on the Gregorian calendar. What we call Wednesday was named after that deity.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. Now that part I didn't know.
Yeah.
That part I didn't know.
Yep.
Then it say once Nicholas, so what they did was basically the deity that they were following in Germany and in the Celtic areas.
Right.
Once they replaced him with Nicholas, then they changed the appearance a little bit.
Right.
They grew his beard. He mounted a flying horse, and he rescheduled his flight for December.
Right.
He's no longer flying in August.
Right,
now he's flying in December on the 6th.
Right. So
right.
The only difference now is he riding on reindeers
right
instead of a horse.
And dig this, and they donned him in heavy winter clothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they had to move him to December.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Right. Because you got to think. They were these people were worshiping Saturnalia.
Right, exactly.
Boom. So let's keep going. Let's see. In a bid for pagan adherence in Northern Europe, the Catholic Church adopted the Nicholas cult. Right? They adopted the Nicholas cult and taught that he did. And that he did distribute gifts on December 25th instead of December 26th or December 6th. So the Catholic Church is the reason why that whole thing shifted from the 6th to the 25th.
Right.
But what is December 25th? Why is December 25th so important?
Exactly.
That's the big question.
That is the question.
Why
That's
December
the
25th?
Question right there. Yep.
So then we dig into history.
Right.
Now we know that December 25th was the day that the pagans worshiped the sun god.
Exactly.
Right. But when Rome adopted it, they had a whole nother holiday, and it was called Dies Solis Invicti Nati, or the day of the birth of the unconquered sun.
Right. Exactly.
Now again,
so give them the history of why. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But before we go to the history of why, we got to think, why were they worshiping on Sunday?
Right. Exactly.
We went over that in a couple podcasts ago. It started out as the festival of the sun. Then it turned to the festival of Sunday. Then it just became Sunday.
Exactly.
And then
think about these churches that y'all see throughout whatever major city y'all in and y'all listening to, right? When you ride by a church, you look at the sign. What it say a lot of times? It say sunrise worship.
Man,
they're telling you what they're really doing. You know what I mean? They're speaking in code. A lot of these pastors are Masons, Freemasons. They know how to speak. They're speaking in code. sunrise service. That's what you see a lot of times, sunrise
Yeah.
service. Why do they get up so early in the morning to go to church like you're going to work?
Yep.
Because they're there to meet their God. Their God rises in the morning, and they're there early in the morning to meet who they really worship. They worship the sun in the sky, you know, an object that our Elohim, that our God created.
And what did he say in Jeremiah 10? Don't be dismayed by things in the heavens.
Exactly.
For the heathen.
That's how they
worship him.
dismayed by
Exactly.
Yep.
So it was the day of the unconquered sun. It wasn't a Christian. You can't say it was a Christian day. It wasn't a Christian holiday because this day was being celebrated.
The Christians back then didn't celebrate it. The pagans celebrated
when it couldn't have been Christians because it was hundreds of years before Christ's birth.
Right.
A Christian is a person who followed the teachings of Christ.
Right. That's
after his death.
Exactly.
That was a derogatory term. So how could it be a Christian day if it existed before Christ even was born?
True. Absolutely. Yep.
And there's theologians across the world who have all come to the conclusion that Christ would have been born towards May, June, sometime in the spring, summer.
Some of them disagree, but they all say it wasn't December.
They definitely say it wasn't December. Because I definitely found some other days.
Right. Yeah.
But the general consensus was in the middle of the year.
Right.
So it couldn't have been that, right? So
or on the calendar back then, that would have been around the first of the year. It would have been early about the
right. On the Hebrew calendar, he would have been born around Passover time for real.
Yep.
Right. So once they changed it from that to Saturnalia.
Okay.
Saturnalia was a week-long celebration. It was a week-long holiday, and it was held between the 17th and the 25th. Now, between 17 and 25 ain't 7 days.
Right.
So that was one argument I heard from somebody. Well, it only went from 17th to the 23rd. Right. But if you look at how the Gregorian calendar is, the dates for a lot of these things change often. So-called Easter is on a different day every year.
Right.
It's in March, it's in April. It
depends on which one you look at too, because some of them actually went all the way to January the 6th. You know what I'm saying? Some of them went from there all the way to January the 6th. So, right.
So the general dates for it, because I did see that it went to January 6th in my research, but a lot of the general dates were either from the 17th to the 23rd or 17th to the 25th.
Right.
And what did they do during Saturnalia?
They got drunk.
They
beat their wives.
They had
orgies. Everything. It was just straight lawless.
It literally said that for 1 week straight for the festival of Saturnalia,
right,
all crimes were permitted.
Right. It was like a purge.
And I was about to say the first thing I thought about was now was the commencement of Saturnalia. But instead of 24 hours, you got 7 days to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
And so a list to not get too graphic, it was things like murder, rape, robbery, and even human sacrifice.
Right. Now let's take it to the spiritual level though, right? So when things start out like this on a spiritual level, that's what they are. You can't change them to be something righteous.
Exactly.
So now what happens today? We go forward thousands of years forward, and we come to the century that we in, the 21st century. We come to, 2019, 2020, 2021, coming up on 2022, right? Think about the past 10 years. What have happened during this Christmas celebration time? People have been getting killed. You know that?
Man, been going crazy.
Running into the stores, trying to get at these deals. They trample people and been killing people. That's the Christmas spirit. The Christmas spirit is, I just want to go see my family. But when you get to your family house, people arguing, they fussing and fighting. Everybody is stressed out over how much money they got to spend to get gifts. They stressed out over what they get or what they didn't get. Now they mad and fighting. There's really no love in this spirit.
Grandma mad at the grandkids because they got their mama something better than they got them.
Exactly.
What me?
There is no love.
It's crazy.
Families get mad at each other every year. And it's supposed to be a time where you just coming to be together and showing love. There's no love being shown.
Facts.
Because this is the foundation of the spirit of what was sown in this. You reap what you sow.
Yep.
And what they have sown was straight wickedness in the festival of Saturnalia that they have now renamed Christmas. Now, the problem we have with it is they put our Messiah on it. If you want to go be a pagan, just go be a pagan and say it's about worshiping the sun god, which it is. But don't try to say it's the Messiah's birthday.
Right.
Don't try to put the Most High's name on it and try to act like that is somewhere within the confines of our scriptures, because it is not. That's the problem we have with it.
So to speak on that, the reason why the Roman Catholic Church, they the ones that did it. The reason why they put Christ on that is because, again, they wanted to expand that reach. Right. So bringing people in.
Exactly.
Now you got, how do you get your following to take on this holiday?
Right.
So what they did was they compacted it to one day, which was considered to be the last day of Saturnalia, which was the 25th.
Right.
And now watch this. This blew my mind when I did this research.
Right.
The way that they did it was the festival, Saturnalia, also known as what was it? The day of the Unconquered Sun,
the Unconquered Sun, right?
The day of the Unconquered Sun. They went to the scriptures and saw where Christ was the son of Elohim and said he was the son of righteousness and said that it was him.
Right.
He is the Unconquered Sun.
Right. Yep.
So his birthday is the 25th. That's what we're celebrating. That's how Christ got tied. Excuse me. That's how Christ got tied to that.
Yep.
That's how I just remember that person's name.
Yep. Absolutely.
They went to the scripture.
All they did, like you said, they just merged their paganism and tried to put our Messiah in together and merged the two together.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts. So they merged the two together because, again, the Roman Catholic Church was not trying to save souls. They were trying to extend their reach.
Their kingdom. Exactly.
Their kingdom.
Exactly.
It was a kingdom.
I say that again, though, because I think our people be thinking that all these people are just out to save their soul.
No.
These people are out to bring power into themselves.
That's it.
Everything the Roman Catholic Church did was to expand their empire, not to save souls.
Now, think about the Crusades.
Exactly.
If I'm trying to save souls, why am I going out killing people for not getting their souls saved?
They think this is how you save souls. Put a sword to your neck and say, are you converting to Catholicism or are we chopping your neck off?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That ain't saving souls.
And that's initially
that's
what
literally
happened.
what they
that's
did.
Literally what happened.
Literally.
So before we go into how we got Americanized, I want to talk about all the other things that come along with, because Christmas ain't just about a Christmas tree.
Yeah, right.
Right? It's about a mistletoe.
Yep.
Pagan. It's about garland.
Pagan.
It's about man, it's about so much. We're gonna get into that
and
too.
It's all pagan.
And it's all pagan.
All of it's pagan.
Like, there's not one part about Christmas that's not pagan, and that's why I'm so adamant about telling people that this is what it is.
Yep.
Because my thing, like 2019, I threw all that stuff out.
Right.
Then I was thinking, like, I like the look of Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I like the look of the season. I like the garland. I like all of that stuff. But something in me was like, don't partake in none of it.
Right.
Don't do none of it. Right. So I've never done it. Right. So in doing this study, well, I actually looked it up when I was wanting to do it, and that's what made me not do it. But doing this study, actually digging deeper into it.
Yeah, right.
Man, listen, it blew my mind.
Right. Okay.
So
let me give them a little bit of this part of the
ahead.
history real quick. So basically, it's like this. The reason why they chose around that date, December the 25th-ish, because again, as the brother keep bringing out throughout the history and everything, as we know, the Romans were pagan. They worshiped the sun in the sky. That was their god. They worshiped the sun. Now, as we know, in the wintertime, the days are much shorter, right? And so what happens around December the 25th is something called the winter solstice, right? It doesn't always fall on exactly the 25th. It could fall on the 21st, 22nd, somewhere around in there. The winter solstice means from this day forward, the sun is going to stay up longer and longer each and every day, which we see it come. And so they call that the rebirth of the sun in the sky. That was the rebirth of their god. And they had a special celebration for that. So now that they tried to continue their paganism, and now they try to merge real Christianity, not westernized Christianity, but real Christianity with it. Now they said, listen, instead of saying that it's the sun god's birthday, right? And the sun god they worshiped at that time was named Saturn. They said, now we're going to say that it's Christ's birthday. And this is essentially what you're celebrating. The birthday of a false pagan god that the Most High hates.
And to let me back on that, that's the reason that they put the tree in the house in the first place.
Yep. The
because
tree was connected to the sun. Yeah.
The tree was connected to the sun.
Yep.
That's why the decorations are always centered around plants.
Exactly. Because the evergreen tree, they was amazed by it because that was the one tree that could live and still be green in the wintertime.
Facts.
You know what I'm
the
saying?
evergreens wasn't even there.
Yeah.
They had what's called a fir tree, a FIR tree.
Yeah. Right.
The FIR
I think
tree.
it was the Germans that did the evergreen later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Germans did the evergreen when they came here.
We're
gonna get into that, right? So, but that's crazy. It's crazy when you actually look into all of that, man. So let's dig into some of the customs of Christmas, right?
Okay.
And these things y'all can look up. We say it all the time. You can look this stuff up yourself
all the time.
You know what I'm saying? But
I
a lot of
say
times,
back in the day, looking in encyclopedia, hey, everybody got a smartphone. And there's no reason why you shouldn't know this stuff.
Facts. Now watch this. So look, I want to say that one for last because that's good.
Powerful.
That's a powerful one. Okay, so the Romans would use the fir tree to decorate their houses in the winter to commemorate the extension of days and the sun being up longer, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
What is the branch? What is the branches of the fir tree? It's garland. So when you go to Walmart and you get that long strip of fake evergreen,
stuff. Right?
Yeah,
right.
That's commemorative of the fir tree, the branches of the fir tree.
Right.
That's where that came from.
Right.
That was the first one, and I chose that one first because that's what you hit on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Christmas tree. We talked about the Christmas tree and all of that, but how did the Christmas tree become accepted? Right. I don't want to get into that either. I'm gonna say that one.
All right.
So we the mistletoe.
Okay.
The mistletoe. Now the mistletoe is that little green thing you hang up over your door.
They know what it
and
is.
You stand up under there and you kiss somebody up under there.
Right.
First of all, that it's pagan because the story behind why it was significant in pagan culture is because they would poison. You know, a mistletoe got thorns on it. The bushes, the leaves are pointy. They got sharp edges.
Right.
They would poison that.
Right.
And the story is that there was a pagan god who was trying to get a woman, and he was killed by another pagan god by poisoning the mistletoe.
Right.
He shot him with a arrow made from a mistletoe.
Right.
That's the story, right?
Right.
But when you look into pagan ritualism, that was a sexual license.
Yeah.
They refer to it as a sexual license during the festival of Saturnalia.
Right. So if you walked under there, then that means you was fair game.
You was fair. You was with it.
Right.
You was with it. So I stand up. That's why. That's why you hang up. You hold a mistletoe up. And you kiss somebody under it. That is an invitation to sexual misconduct.
Right. And it was other men's wives and everything. The way the ancient Romans
other
did.
men.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Eyes of mine.
Oh, you know they always kept. They didn't keep a mistress. They kept a boy on the side.
Yeah.
That's what the Romans did. The Greeks as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's well documented. Right. Yep.
Big nasty.
Yep.
And they made the boys feel like it was a honor.
Right. Yep.
Especially if you was in the military, if you was a general in their armies.
Right.
It was an honor for you to get jumped on.
Yep.
Man, what?
Yep. Think about it, man. It's crazy. Straight paganism. You know they still doing stuff like that today.
Oh yeah, they
right in the open though.
Yeah,
you know,
Roman
I don't
Catholic
know if
Church
you know. It's a school not too far from here. I seen it on the they wrote a story about it. So it's high school students, males. They had a pep rally. They had high school, you know they had them come out dressed like girls and cheerleaders
and giving the teachers lap dances. And the male teachers was with it.
Exactly. They
laughing.
Fun. Like, bro,
boy, if I was a teacher and some
how are they not fired? How are they not in jail?
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got what is high school 15, 16, 14 through 17-year-olds, and your teacher, you giving a male teacher lap dance, and you a male? Like, come on, man. That's just crazy.
In Kentucky, that's right, Artie.
Yeah, it was in Kentucky.
In Kentucky, bro. That's
not too far from here.
That's sick, bro.
Sick. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
sick. So yeah, the mistletoe.
It's in that same spirit. Is why I
Said
wanted
same-
to bring
yeah,
that
yeah,
out.
yeah. No, for sure. Like the mistletoe, pagan.
Yep.
Do with that info what you will.
Right.
Now the Christmas tree, we know that was the big representation, and the reason why it's so important to understand that is because when people say that Jeremiah 10 isn't talking about a Christmas tree, because Christmas didn't exist at that time, it was a pagan ritual to a whole nother culture, and this is before Christ. It predated Christ by thousands of years. That's why it was listed in Jeremiah. Learn out the ways of the heathen. This is what they do.
Exactly.
This is one of the things that they do.
Right. And the modern day Christmas tree is just carrying on that same practice from ancient times.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is when you really look into the history of how, because first of all, I didn't know this before you said it, and then when I went and researched it, when the first Americans, when the first Europeans came to the New World, America,
right.
Excuse me, Christmas was banned.
So it was banned for a long time.
Now, and the crazy thing is they believed in Christmas because they attached it to the birth of Christ. But you wasn't allowed to put up no tree, you wasn't allowed to decorate because they knew that all of that stuff was pagan in origin.
All this information we bringing out today, they knew.
They knew it. And it was like I know what UDF is.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how common of a knowledge that was.
Exactly.
Like, nah, you can't do that.
Right.
So it was outlawed.
Yep.
Decorating for Christmas was outlawed to the point where in the 1400s, 1600s, they actually enacted a law. In 1695, Christmas decorations were made illegal by law and punishable by death.
Right.
Because they knew it was pagan.
Exactly.
So so the pilgrims, and I use that term, I use it as a joking term, but these is literally pilgrims. The pilgrims was like, don't you put up no Christmas tree in this house.
They were, yeah.
So
the first Europeans to come here, pilgrims, and they was Puritans.
Right.
They believed in the Bible and they knew Christmas was totally pagan.
Exactly.
And they outlawed it and didn't mess with it.
Exactly. And then the more word spread about America, the more word spread, the more people started to come here. So when the Germans came, the Germans was keeping Christmas. The Germans was the ones that started cutting down evergreen trees. And that caused a big uproar. That's why they ended up putting it into a law that was punishable by death. Right. So as time went on, they was like, okay, obviously, eventually they let up. They gave in. But they wouldn't let them do the practices that came along with that. You can decorate, but don't practice that.
Right.
You can't keep
all the orgies,
all the wild stuff. You can't do all that, right? So that's how that became a thing. So then, so when did it happen, right? So around a little bit around this time, there was an English Benedictine monk named Boniface, right? So he sees a bunch of guys. And they're or a bunch of people, guys. They surrounded. They around the tree, and they're worshiping the tree for Saturnalia.
Right.
He got angry, went off on everybody, grabbed the axe, and he cut the tree down.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
They said that was the fall of paganism, and then they said that now the tree represents the three angles represents the Holy Trinity.
Oh man.
That's how the Christmas tree was taken from being unlawful to now being lawful because he cut down this one tree that was being worshipped. That was the fall of paganism. So
now the image of paganism that the Most High says abomination represents the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Now?
Bruh, yeah.
Oh man,
that's what they say. That's what they say. So when people
they're gonna have to pay for all of this.
Bruh,
you know what I'm saying? You know how the scriptures talk about it's talking to the Gentiles when it said. They're gonna come in that day and say we have inherited lies from our fathers.
Right.
We'll have to bring that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, hey.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to pay.
And it's crazy to me when I look this stuff up because it be so obvious and so blatant and it's right in our face.
Right in our face, bro.
Right in our face.
Right in our face. And check this out. All of y'all pastors, and we talking to because we do these shows on Thursdays to really edify and bring knowledge and understanding to the people that are not in this truth, right? All of your pastors know this information.
They all
know. You go to these Baptist churches, Methodist, whatever you go to, they just don't tell you. Yeah. They just don't give it to you. You know what I mean? Because why? They're not in the business of saving your soul. They're in the business of a business. Church to them is a business. how much money can I make from this church? How much tithes and offerings can I bring in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is a business to them.
What drove
so
me
they don't
out of
have
the church?
no drive to tell you the truth. But they
Exactly.
know. If you ask them, ask your pastor the truth about Christ, he'll tell you. Most of them know this information.
Yeah.
And you think about it,
They
still
keep
celebrating
it because
and they don't tell you.
because of tradition.
Exactly. So
This
if they
is
know
where-
this information and still keeping it, is that not wicked?
That's wicked.
Exactly.
It ain't nothing but wicked.
Exactly.
And the crazy thing is, that's what drove me out of church at the age of, how old was I when I stopped going? I stopped going to Christian church when I was about 15, 16.
Okay.
Because we would go to annual conferences, right? And we would be in the Bible Bowl and all of that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We up there, we make fun. It'd be fun for us.
Right.
But afterwards, on break time, you know, everybody else is running around, running through the halls, doing all this stuff.
Right.
I was sneaking into them conference rooms. I wanted to see what they was talking about.
Okay.
I snuck in the conference room and I hid in somebody's coat. You know, they got the coat rack.
yeah.
I literally hid in somebody's coat.
Right.
I was 90 pounds until I was a senior in high school.
Okay.
Bro. I always been small.
Right.
So I wrapped myself in one of the coats, was listening, and I was hearing pastors argue about what church they was getting. I've been in this organization for this many years. I deserve that church. That church got all that money, and I'm over here in this church. I should be at that church getting that money.
Right.
Like what? And that right there was enough for me, because my dad always told me that being a preacher was charitable work. Right. You shouldn't get paid for that.
Right.
And so when I heard that, I'm like, oh, they was cussing.
Exactly. Right.
They was cussing like grown men. I'm like, oh,
right.
Man, I ain't
let
going
you know
back.
what they was really about.
Exactly. And after that, I was like, I never took it serious.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So when you bring it out and you be like, yeah, they know these things, and they just be like,
they do.
Oh well, you know, it's what they know. And at the end of the day, they don't change because they're afraid to lose their congregation.
Okay.
Here's my thing: if you got such a powerful influence, and you got these people coming from all over the city to fellowship with you, if you change, they change with you.
If you change, they change with you. Exactly.
That's how much of a cult following a lot of these guys have.
Yep.
Reverend Lynch.
Yep.
Reverend Lynch here in Cincinnati, he has a cult following.
Right.
He could uproot and move to Wichita.
Yeah.
And have his congregation to find apartments and housing over in Wichita and follow him, like, because that's how much of an influence. And just imagine if somebody with that kind of influence over Christian people was like, you know what, y'all? I looked in the scriptures, and the Sabbath day is Saturday and ain't Sunday. Preach Lynch. That's what he always speak in third person.
Right.
Preach Lynch, and then everybody will stop what they're doing, change their work schedules, bring their tithes and offerings on Saturday instead of Sunday.
Just that easy.
Just that easy. But it'd be the fear, and it just be like, this is what I was told to do. This is what I was taught. This is what I'm gonna teach, because this is what worked for my dad and his dad. This was gonna work. It's been working for me, and it's gonna work for my kids too.
Right.
Because a lot of time that the preaching is family business.
Yep. Because Satan awards his ministers.
Absolutely.
In Satan's kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says, no marvel, because Satan himself transformed themselves into an angel of light. So it says, no marvel if his ministers will transform themselves into an angel of light. And so I'm saying this: everyone that are not keeping these commandments and teaching people not to keep the commandments is a minister of Satan.
That's it.
Says the scripture.
And I got one more.
The minister of Satan.
So we got the Christmas tree. We got the garland.
Okay.
We got the mistletoe.
Yep.
Now, one other thing that we never think about when it comes to Christmas is caroling.
Yeah. Right,
everybody get dressed up and they go door to door singing.
Right.
That's a pagan ritual too.
Right. Yep.
That's it's called waysailing.
Yeah. While you looking that up, let me throw this in here. All y'all remember this when y'all were little, you was in elementary school or whatever, right? What song did they teach y'all to sing during Christmas time?
That was my
on
next
the first
point
day of Christmas.
True love gave
to me. On the second day of Christmas, right? You get all the way up to 12 days, and then you stop and think, well, Christmas is only one day. Why? Because the ancient history of it, they celebrated it for 12 days, letting you know the connection of it.
Yeah.
The Romans just later reduced all that down to one day.
Yeah. To connect it to the Messiah,
so
that Christians would keep it with the pagans.
Exactly.
So they could merge the two together so that they could expand their reach.
Why would you be talking about on the first day and the second day and third day on Sunday?
Facts.
And it's only one day.
Yeah.
And nobody ever questioned it. You just sing the song.
I never questioned it until you brought that up the other day. I was like,
you teach your kids the song, they teach their kids, and everybody, they still today singing the 12 days of Christmas, and nobody know why.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you stop and think like, but it's only one day. Why are we talking about on the first day of Christmas and the second day of Christmas and the third day of Christmas? Because it comes from this pagan festival of Saturnalia.
Bruh.
They telling you right in your face.
Bro. And that's crazy. And they sing it in church.
Yep. That's a
What
shame.
all the kids.
That's a shame.
What? And they
Right.
what? They got little pictures of
Yep.
partridges and
Yeah,
pictures of greens.
Exactly.
My golden ring. What? Hey, like that.
Right.
That really be blowing my mind.
Yep.
But wassailing or wassailing,
Mhm.
I don't know how to say it. It's WAS. Y'all can look this up. It's WASSAILING.
Shalom, my
Wassailing.
Kenaniah. Good to see you, bro.
Shalom, shalom. But it was a pagan custom where the poor would go door to door to the rich citizens and sing songs. The rich people would then give them leftover food and sometimes drinks. And another thing, so that was where the door to door came from. But
Right.
it originated where everybody would come out to a courtyard stripped butt naked,
Yeah.
and sing songs.
Why they always gotta do everything naked?
Why they get,
You know
bruh?
what I'm saying?
And it
Even they sports was naked. The
bruh.
gym that they always gotta do
Listen,
stuff naked.
they was horny. They was
Crazy.
overly horny and out of control. I don't like that. I don't like that about
That's
people.
how they worship some of their gods.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, some of their
What?
gods were
Ishtar.
like orgy gods.
Yeah, like the goddess of fertility.
Right.
I just said the name. My bad.
Yeah,
Forgive me, Abba.
You'll get it.
But yeah, like that was the whole
Yep.
the whole Easter egg hunting
Yeah,
stuff like that. Like
yep.
all it, bruh.
Exactly.
It's all based on just nastiness, bro.
So look, we saying this out of love. We know we got a lot of Hebrews on here that already know the truth. You know what I mean? Y'all just rolling along with us. But send this to your family members.
Yeah.
Send this to all the people that's not into it and just tell them to look into it. Look into it for themselves and see these things not to be true. If they go to church, tell them to ask their pastor, like, hey, go in there. You probably can't ask them in front of church, in front of everybody. Go in the back room and just say, hey, is it true that Christmas is really pagan? Is it true X, Y, and Z? Will you tell me the truth about it? Most of the time, they know about it already. And then you got to ask yourself, if he know this and he's still having us celebrate things that we read in the scriptures that the Almighty said is an abomination. When the Almighty says something an abomination, it means he hated.
Hate it.
So he's leading you to do this still, right? And the scripture says we're going to be judged by everything that we do, every idle word that we say, every action that we take. So what's going to be the judgment for celebrating a pagan God's birthday?
Right.
What's going to be the judgment for it? This is what we think about, right? And our ways got to be in righteousness, no matter if somebody like it or not. So no matter if the rest of your family is doing it or not. Most of us came into this truth, and we're the only one in our family doing it.
Facts.
Hey, it is what it is.
Facts, man. And it's like when you really dig into that, and that's why I really been asking people all week, what is Christmas about?
Right.
What does Christmas mean to
Great
you?
question.
What
Right.
it is?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because and a lot of people get the same. Oh, it's the birth of the Messiah. Oh, it really don't. Then I had people coming to me. It really don't mean nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with Christianity. It's just a time we get together with family. Listen. I had a little leniency for Thanksgiving because I'm like, it ain't pagan. It's just morally disgusting.
Yeah.
But this is the only time some of us can see our family. So I understand if you gathering on Thanksgiving, if you going to see a family. Yeah, I mean, your grandma 117 years old, she gonna die in the next 6 months. You want to say last goodbyes, and this the only time you're going to say. I can't kind of understand that. But when it comes to Christmas, bro, listen. I praise the Most High that I thank the Most High that Christmas falls on Shabbat this year.
Right.
Because while everybody else,
that's gonna be the test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that is gonna be the test, right? Is your congregation, is Hebrew congregation all over the country? Is everybody gonna be there? Christmas falling on the Sabbath, or some people gonna get missing that day?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the test for real.
And that's the one thing, because
look, if you're not there, everything's closed.
What are you doing?
Right? Exactly. What are you doing? Where are you going?
Gathering with family.
Everything is closed.
Gathering with family.
Yeah,
is keeping that holiday.
Yeah, I'm glad it's on Shabbat too. This is the test.
Yeah,
this
because this is literally where it comes to. You either gonna keep a commandment or you're gonna keep paganism.
Exactly. Yep.
And it's one day right in your face.
Hey, on that Sabbath, the only thing gonna be open is true believers in their congregation worshiping the Almighty.
Yeah.
Everything else gonna be closed. We gonna be
restaurants
open
gonna
in
be closed.
Singing
stores.
praise to the Most High because it's the Sabbath day, not because it's Christmas, because it's the Sabbath day.
And I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't the Sabbath day, I would be at work.
Yeah, right.
get
some
money,
double time,
give me some triple time, give me some holiday pay.
Right.
Cause nah.
Yep. Absolutely.
But yeah, man. Even like, cause I think sometimes sending a video when people actually know what you believe and know what you about, they know what your video gonna be about, so they're not gonna watch it.
Yes,
What I would say to y'all is, if y'all didn't jot notes for this lesson, go back and rewatch it yourself. Really digest it. Take some key notes.
Mm-hmm.
Key notes I would say put down is that put down Saturnalia.
Mm-hmm.
Put down the celebration of the birth of the Unconquered Sun, Unconquerable Sun, which was December 26th.
Okay.
Take down the notes about Santa Claus.
Okay.
Saint Nicholas wasn't a saint while he was alive. He was a wicked man. He was right-hand man to Constantine, who was a pagan.
And he's still not a saint to the Almighty.
And he's still not a,
you know what I'm saying? Just because the Catholic Church made him a saint.
Right. Talk about the mistletoe. When you walk in there and see that mistletoe, ask them, do y'all know what this come from?
Right.
You know what I mean? They not gonna listen to you about the Christmas tree. They go, it's a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But like
they too much in love with that.
Yeah,
tree.
they in love with that tree.
Yeah.
But little things like that mistletoe,
right?
That type of stuff will blow your mind.
Right.
Like, man, what? Even the mistletoe?
And I hate to say it. No, I don't hate to say it. It's true. It is what it is. But to be perfectly honest, sometimes our people got to hear it from white people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They really do.
Yeah.
See, it was like, we ain't put on no suits to do this live. We just coming real. Like,
right.
We out working all day doing it. It's like work clothes. Been busy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, we on the couch.
Exactly.
We lounging.
But sometimes before they really know who we are and really know that they are Israelite and know our great history, that they got everything from us, before they know that, they need to hear from white people sometimes.
Yeah.
So actually, we about to let you hear it from a white person. Ready, y'all? Let me play this little clip.
Yeah.
Now, most of y'all know, because y'all been in Christianity, y'all know who Pat Robertson is. Pat Robertson is like an old white guy. Like he majored in the Christian religion. Major for like many years, probably over 40 years or something, right? What's that show? The 700 Club. They ask him questions and this and that. Now check this out. You gonna hear it from Pat Robertson himself. Now, we don't care what Pat Robertson say. We just know some of our people that don't know the truth care what he said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is for them. So check this out. I'm sharing my screen. Y'all gonna see Pat Robertson tell the people that will listen to him the exact same stuff we've been saying. Check this out. We ain't gonna be able to hear it though, but hold on. You know what? Anyway, just follow along. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. About to play it in a second. Give me a sec. Hold on, y'all. About to play it in a second. Okay.
This is David, who says, we have friends who do not celebrate Christmas because they say December 25th is really a pagan holiday. While I agree that Jesus may not have been born because they say December 25th is born as described in the Bible, how do I respond to them?
Well, in a sense, tell them they're right. You see, the winter solstice a couple of days later was the shortest day of the year, and the pagans had something called Saturnalia, and it was a time of lawlessness because all the laws were suspended, and people, a bunch of singers actually wandered the streets naked singing, and then they had orgies, sexual orgies. It was a mass thing. Well, when the Catholic Church came along in Italy, the Romans and others didn't want to give up their holidays. So they said, okay, we'll Christianize it. And so they said, okay, we'll say the birth of Jesus was the 25th of December. And then there was a monk who began to add it up. You see, if you read in Luke, it says there's a census taken when Quirinius was governor and so forth and so on. And they could take those leaders and figure the exact time dating from the foundation of Rome. And that's when the dates were established. And so they get pretty close to the date. But to say it's the 25th, shepherds were out abiding in the field. It gets a little cold at night. I mean, were they out there in the middle of winter? I don't know. I've been out there on the shepherd's field on Christmas Eve. It's very nice. But it's cold. And nevertheless, I mean, what was going on? So all this business about mistletoe, pagan. Christmas trees, pagan. Giving out gifts, pagan. Every bit of it is pagan. Every single bit of it is pagan. We've Christianized it all. And so that's good. And so we have time, we celebrate for Jesus, and everybody gets all misty-eyed. But the truth is, they're all pagan. But the birth of
Jesus. But the intent of the heart is what it's about.
Exactly. So we have Christianized all these things. We give gifts in the name of Jesus. We celebrate his birthday. And it's a nice thing. And so I'm very delighted. And I like Christmas. But I tell you, the best Christmas I ever spent in all of my life, my best Christmas, all of my life, was spent in Jerusalem when we had no Christmas ornaments, none of this stocking, none of this, all this stuff. But on Christmas Eve, we stood in Shepherd's Field and we sang, "O Little Town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie." And the next day we had a service, and on Christmas Day, we baptized about 50-some people in the Jordan River. That was a wonderful Christmas.
Amen.
All right. Okay, thanks for those questions. I hope I didn't shock you. I'm not being irreverent, but it's the way it is.
So when you're putting your tree up.
Huh? I've got, I finally got one of those fake trees, and it's beautiful. It's already pre-lit, and you just plug those little joints in, stick it up, and plug them in, and all of a sudden you've got a riot of light. I like all the decorations. The Founder's Inn is just loaded with decorations. It's very pretty, but pagan.
But all to celebrate Jesus.
Yeah, but Christianized pagan. All right.
All right, fam. So, again, y'all see where he's saying the same thing, the exact same thing we just said. These are facts, right? We're doing nothing but bringing out facts. But here's the difference between us and them, right? Us and him. When we know it's pagan, then we refrain from doing it.
When
he know it's pagan, he's still going to celebrate it. He's still going to celebrate Christmas.
It's about the intent of the heart. Right. So we celebrate the birth of... Boy, shut up.
Nah, the intent of the heart.
Because at the end of the day, exactly. At the end of the day, you celebrating Christmas is learning the ways of the heathen.
Shalom.
You celebrating Christmas is learning the ways of the heathen.
Okay.
And we read in Jeremiah 10, and he said, do not learn the ways of the heathen. Do not be dismayed by the things in the heavens.
Okay.
The whole holiday is based on ways of the heathen who worship the sun. That's it. They're dismayed by the sun.
So if you celebrate it, you worshiping the sun in the sky. You worshiping a false god. This is the ways that they worship their false god.
Exactly.
And again, Deuteronomy 12 said what? Do not look to the other nations and see how they worship their gods. And then worship me like this. That's what you're doing.
Exactly.
When you put the Messiah's name on it, you broken that commandment. And the Most High said, this is an abomination unto me. Meaning this is something I hate. You can't get no clearer than that. We showed you all the history. You can look it up for yourself in the encyclopedia. You can look it up on a smartphone for yourself.
An encyclopedia is a book with like history facts in it and stuff like that. I know some of y'all don't know.
Right.
He still got them.
Right. Everything switched over to smartphones now. So hey, it's right in your hand. Smartphone.
For real.
There's no reason you shouldn't know this information. Now, the same deal the Almighty gave our people 4,000 years ago. I set before you life and death. Choose life.
Yeah.
But you are a free moral agent, and you have the right to choose death if you want to. You have the right to go to the lake of fire if you want to go to the lake of fire.
Not gonna hold y'all.
Here's the path.
The crazy thing is, for right now, death feel better than life. That sound crazy.
A lot of people.
That sound crazy. Death feels better than life.
Because that's what they're choosing. They're
because exactly. When you choose death, you get to live life however you want to.
Yep.
And
with
be
no
like,
order.
I ain't under the law.
No structure. Exactly.
So once saved, always saved.
Do y'all not know when y'all say, and y'all let these pastors tell y'all now y'all not under the law? Do you know what the law says? Thou shalt not commit adultery. If we're not under the law, then every man could go sleep with another man's wife.
Your wife is up for grabs.
Because you're saying that the Most High is okay with that. You can go and murder somebody. That's part of the law. When the law is not done away with, if the law is done away with, then that's okay.
Why am I going to jail for killing people?
You can lie, you can commit fornication, you can commit idolatry, which is the worship of false God. All of that is okay if the law is not done away. What nation of people is living in their own land? Any nation of people upon the face of the earth, you got millions of people and there's no laws to govern them. That doesn't make any sense. That's what the law was. It was laws to govern us as a nation of people. We can't all dwell together in one nation, millions and millions and millions of people, and there's no laws. Anybody could do anything, and there's no penalty.
Right.
There's no, what if I steal your ox? Well, it don't matter.
Right.
Everybody just go haywire. When you understand what you're saying, you realize it don't make sense. Every nation has laws, and the nation of Israel's laws just come from the Creator. Our laws are superior to all other races because the Almighty gave us all.
And our laws make sense. Y'all won't follow the laws in the scripture, but y'all will follow the laws in America. You know, it's a law in America that say you can't hit your wife from the back.
Right. Yep.
In the state of Kentucky, it's illegal to do doggy style.
Yeah. Yep.
In the military, states. if you're enlisted in the military, it's illegal for you to do doggy style. No matter what state you're from, when you enlist in the military, it's illegal for you to hit your wife doggy style.
You can't do all kinds of stuff. When you really look at it,
when you really look at it, you
can't catch rainwater.
Man, what you can't catch rainwater. You can marry a donkey.
Yeah. Yep.
I love Shirley.
Yep.
She gets me milk.
She
takes care of my kids. She's gonna be a wonderful steak one day, but right now she's my wife.
Right.
And I don't want to hear anything about it because by golly, under God.
Yep. That's real. They really can.
It's crazy, man.
Two men can marry each other. Man, these are the laws of the land now.
I tell you what.
You know, they got in some state you can't even collect wood.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like wood that you use to burn the fire. You can't even collect wood. You know what I'm saying? So we see what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop people from being self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying?
Stop them from being self-sufficient.
I read the law that said even if you find a bunch of wood on the side of the road, you can't get it, put it in your truck, take it home. Because you can't collect wood.
Yeah.
How can you not collect wood?
Bruh.
What kind of stuff is that? If it don't belong, but not that you stealing somebody else's wood, it's just there. Man, it's laying there.
A tree broke. A tree fell.
You can't collect
it. You better not pick it up.
So
you're gonna be on your heels.
It's crazy. And when our people know all these laws, everybody is cool with all the laws of America. Man, when we talk about the Most High's laws, nobody want to keep them. They make any excuse not to keep them.
And even if a law may seem grievous to a person, I mean, you still should keep it because it's a law that say put your seatbelt on. Okay. And people hate that law, so they ride with their seatbelts. Like, what happened when the police get behind them? Oh,
right.
They go up under this arm, they grab the belt, bring it up under, click it real fast, act like they scratch their head, put their arm. I do it all the time. Well, I be riding with my seatbelt on because it be dinging. But when I didn't have the ding, man, what? That seatbelt was for evading tickets.
Right. So yeah, man. Definitely share this lesson, give it to y'all people.
Yeah, like I said, memorize the key points. Like when you start seeing certain things, like when you see a mistletoe and you around somebody, be like, hey man, did you know that got pagan roots? And just tell them about the mistletoe. Because like I said, they gonna hang on to that Christmas tree for dear life. I literally had an hour-long conversation, debate, argument with somebody about the Christmas tree. They don't want to let that tree go. Talk about that mistletoe. Talk about that garland in their house.
Give it to them anyway, because it's going to do one or two things. You know what I'm saying? You witnessing to the Most High.
Oh, yeah, the wreath. The wreath. That's the one I forgot to touch on. I ain't going to get into it now because y'all get it by now.
It's all paid.
But the wreath, they had a certain number of candles on the wreath at one point in time to represent. They had 4 candles at one point in time. Then they had 26 candles at another point in time. Man, listen, the wreath was crazy. That was the one I forgot to touch on, but y'all get it. Y'all can Google it.
Yeah,
Google's your friend.
Hey, Pat Robertson just told him too. He said it's all pagan.
Man, what? I can't wait. I'm a fan. Send me that link because I got some people I want to send that to.
Okay.
Because they always posting white pastors.
Yeah, right. Hey.
They post white pastors and African congregations.
Okay.
Them African congregations where the women is in all white and they all jumping up and down, acting like they speaking yabba dabba do.
Yeah, right.
All of that y'all gotta listen to what they say. Even in Africa, they got the Holy Spirit. Yeah,
they just forget about the Israelites.
It's a different holy. Holy just means set apart.
All right, y'all. So yeah, we gonna get out of here, man. But definitely, you know what I'm saying. Thanks for tuning in again. Tune in on the Sabbath day, 2 p.m. and also the podcast on Sundays at 7 p.m. Sundays Eastern Standard Time. And just want to say the Most High bless y'all. May the Most High keep you. May the Most High allow your name to be written in the book of life. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, people.